When younger generations look at baby boomers, they are often confused. Why are they so angry? Why do they insist on doing things their way? Why do they panic in front of a digital kiosk? But this isn't simply a matter of aging. This is a matter of psychological imprinting. If you spent 50 years running on the belief that national growth equals personal growth, competing in overcrowded classrooms, and then, one day, the rules of the world suddenly flipped upside down, how would your brain react? Understanding the psychology of baby boomers isn't about defending them. It is about dissecting the massive cognitive dissonance their brains are experiencing as they transition from an era of scarcity to an era of abundance. Narration. The first code ruling their brains is the certainty of reward circuits. When they were young, the world was simple. Work hard, buy a house. Save money, get interest. In an era where this causality was clear, their brains accepted effort as an absolute religion. The problem arises when the world changes. Now, working hard doesn't guarantee a house, and savings can't catch up with inflation. But the boomer brain refuses to accept this shift, because accepting it feels like denying the effort of their past 50 years. In psychology, we call this survivorship bias. When they say, "I did it, so you can too," it's not just nagging. It is a desperate defense mechanism to prevent the collapse of the worldview that sustained their lives. When they tell young people, "You lack effort," it's not actually an attack on the youth. It's like a spell they cast to reassure themselves. My formula for success is still valid.
The second thing to note is the loss of the protagonist. Demographically, they were born as the center of society. Culture, economy, and politics always revolved around them. However, as we moved into the digital age, the axis of power shifted from experience to the speed of information acquisition. When the wisdom they built over a lifetime is treated as less valuable than a single Google search, humans suffer a deep narcissistic injury. The anger they show in front of a restaurant kiosk isn't because they can't handle the machine. It is a reaction formation to hide the fear that they are becoming obsolete in this society.
This is ridiculous.
They mask
I'm
their
not
fear with
scared.
anger. Yelling, "This machine is too complicated," is actually a scream saying, "I am still here, please respect me." Furthermore, they are the most isolated generation in this era of hyperconnection. Their nervous systems are optimized for physical bonds, facing each other, clinking glasses, and patting shoulders. But modern communication has been replaced by text and emojis. Do not mock the flashy flower photos or generic quotes they send on messaging apps. Those are their own pings sent out to the digital world. It is a clumsy handshake in the digital age, saying, "Please don't forget me." The psychology of baby boomers is less about stubbornness and more about the pain coming from a failure to adapt. They are immigrants with analog brains trying to endure the digital waves. We may not agree with their methods, but we can understand the origin of their anxiety. If we can read the fear of loss of presence behind their anger, we might be able to handle it a bit more wisely. The times have changed and their ways no longer work, but the weight of the time they survived so fiercely should not be dismissed. After all, their present might become our future. If this video moved you even a little, try calling your parents or an elderly person you know today. What they need isn't an explanation of technology, but perhaps just a confirmation that they are still connected.